Hello friends, I'm just doing my snow angel. I tried my, well hold on. Oh, frig, it snows a little bit hard. I think I'm gonna have to do little imprints or something, I don't know. But technically it's still a snow angel. But yeah, I got in the mood for the submersion into cold water in a big tub that I have. But it's frozen into the ground, and then there's a chair frozen into the water that poured into that in the rainy season in the fall and froze. So it's full of ice. I thought it might have melted enough. But alas, maybe the next day or so, it'll loosen enough. I don't want to break the chair or break the tub. It's like a black plastic rubbery kind of stuff, feed water trough. But as soon as I can get that out of there, I'll get it filled with snow, and then in this, some point it's gonna melt. And then by the time it's melted, then I'll check my temperature, and once I've got it at the right temperature, I'll be able to start doing cold plunges. And then as it gets warmer, I'll just have to add ice that's around. And when there's no snow around, I'll just add frozen water that I'll do in my freezer. And then just every so often empty it out whenever it starts looking stagnant or something. I think that's my plan. And then I'm hoping this summer we can make a outdoor wood-fired sauna. And my plan is then next winter, and I guess summer, whenever it's done really, but especially for next winter, I'd like to be able to do saunas, cold plunges, and then, you know, everything else. So the things that I'm playing around with, or planning on going back playing around with, are so the Wim Hof kind of inspired playing, tinkering with the cold and letting my body adjust. I definitely want to learn a lot more. I want to go in deeper to that as well. But before going much deeper, I want to learn more about what I'm doing and get the breathing happening a bit more. Intermittent fasting worked beautifully for me. I was actually able to gain weight if I did it with focus, and the keto diet. And when I say keto diet, I don't mean strict testing urine kind of keto, but just keeping down on the carbs. So at that point it'll be minimum bread to zero bread, no sweets, minimizing sweet fruits, so sticking more to berries and things, and minimizing, same thing, pasta. So focus on lots of good veggies and high quality minimum meat, and like minimum meaning, I don't know, 4 to 6 ounces a day. Exercise routine, which I'm going to be tinkering around with here, there, and everywhere. I want to get my cardio up really good, which is pretty good anyways because of walking the dogs and the hills around here. But I definitely want to up that. I also would like, time permitting, of course, I would like to build some little obstacle course things that people can do to stay fit and keep their balance and stuff on the trails. So lots of plans. It's going to be a busy spring, summer, but an absolutely enjoyable, fun spring, summer, for sure. What else do we have happening? Oh, I don't know. I think that's the main stuff that comes to mind. I definitely want to, I haven't done anything with trees unless it was one that fell over. But I definitely do need to thin some areas back a teeny bit. It's just too dark in here. So just to open things up a little bit, but that's in good time. Because of course, as well, when a tree comes down, you got this tree to deal with. And if it's softwood, it's not as much to do with it. And I don't want, well, there's no major hardwoods right here, except for the birch. And over time, I'd love to manage the forest a bit better to let it get some better circulation, so that some really good choice trees get to really grow bigger rather than being stifled by all the competition. Because otherwise it starts to become a thicket. Although I have lots of mature trees, there's also a lot of stuff that could quite comfortably come down. Good boy, Tori, you're chewing on that bone. You're enjoying that. I like doing my little talks out here because I'm near the dogs and they like having my voice and my presence company. I can tell just by the way they relax and start chewing on a bone. So, yeah, I was thinking, you know, someone asked me why do I do these videos, especially when they haven't quite been honed down nicely yet. That's all in the plans. I just found the video editing on my phone was just too difficult to do much. It's so small. Not that I won't, but until I get a laptop, probably you won't see a lot of fancy editing. You know, it's a paper trail. It's kind of my journal, really, from before Raven passed to now after, and then recovery and adjustments and grieving processes and all that kind of stuff within reason, sharing. And then the most exciting part is the building of this place, like creating a little environment. I think that's going to be absolute enjoyment right there, and adventure. So that's stuff to come. This is going to be a very productive summer. My sister's coming back, and that alone is going to be wonderful. So we'll see how it unfolds. Kind of see how when all the snow is gone. I think I cleaned up pretty well. I've got a couple of crushed sort of storage tents that I'm going to have to work on, either repairing or scrapping. I like to try and repair them, even if it's just for the experience of troubleshooting. But no, it's going to be a wonderful summer. It's going to be a wonderful summer. Bookings are starting to come in. Weekends are already booking up into April. March and April, or weekends are done, or part of April, and some weekdays. So we'll see how it unfolds. But it's going very well. I'm happy about that. I mean, there's really, this is the most important time for people to get deep internal soul print work done, or to do the work, really, is because you're doing it. While the world is all over the place, it's important to be able to find our center, and no better way, my opinion, than a good soul print session, or a few. So I think I'm going to take the camera into the trailer and do my little warm-up thing, maybe some exercises. That's a good way to warm up, actually. Something I can play with. And I've gotten my sleeping relatively down, improving, and I'm going to bed earlier, and I'm getting up at around 6:30, just naturally. I went to bed late last night, and I got up early and then slept in on purpose to try and get close to 8 hours. But I could definitely feel the difference, so I want to try and keep that a little more even and punctual. But otherwise, that's my plans for the beginning of the spring. I thought about doing some maple sap and some birch sap. It would be neat to drink that. And then my pine needle tea. That would be my spring beginnings. I think that also has some value. You know, tuning in. I think I read something about some health benefits of drinking birch sap from the area where you're living. So I'm going to look that up again and just see, because now that I'm down here, it would be lovely. And what a great way to commune with your trees, for sure. You know, maybe some pine gum and spruce gum and everything gum. Oh. Nature truly is beautiful. Just the complexity. Just watching little bits of birch bark just floating around on the trunks of the trees in the subtle breeze. Sun is still up. That's amazing in itself. And my dogs are absolutely content after their walk and their treats. And soon I'll make their second half meal. I've been giving them half meals lately. That way I'm able to get them drinking more water too. Because I've been doing vegetable stock that I pour over their food. So that's been really good too. Anyways, enough of that. I'm going to call it an end here in time for my exercises.